Gojo Satoru, the Honored One, and Godzilla, the King of the Monsters. Both characters serve as the pinnacle in their universe, oftentimes being relied upon to take out a dangerous enemy because of how powerful they really are. Because of their pure strength, they affect the balance of their entire worlds. Gojo's birth shifted the weight and balance of the Jujutsu world, causing cursed spirits to grow much stronger to try to handle him, thus causing more Jujutsu sorcerers to try to be as strong as they can. Godzilla's main role in the monsterverse is balance, preventing the humans and other titans from disrupting the balance of the natural world. From fighting an alien invader to now fighting one of the most strongest titans in the world to stop a villain from trying to take over it. But what if these two were to fight? For this video, I will specifically be using MonsterVerse Godzilla, though I will not be using the latest movie, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, because the entire movie, Godzilla was charging up to fight Scar King and Shimu, and spent most of the movie in that powered up form. He doesn't really have any scaling or extra feats in base form before his power up. So we'll be using base form MonsterVerse Godzilla. Starting with Godzilla, he's often relied upon to fight back against a dangerous titan and is often called the king of the monsters for a reason. His physical stats seem to be the strongest in the whole verse. Starting off with his strength, he's always been able to casually smash down buildings and overpower other titans. He was able to smash the male Muto with a tail strike into a building, with the male Muto weighing around 15,000 tons. He was able to fight on par with King Ghidorah, who was strong enough to challenge Godzilla, and when he flew, it would generate powerful superstorms that were miles wide, and were generated by just his muscles, even though he was just simply flying. Moving this storm from the Bahamas to the Javanese Sea, it would be calculated to around multi-continental. These storms were created with him just simply flying. Godzilla was able to fight on par with Ghidorah and even overpower him, and he's fought and beaten Ghidorah before. He was able to fight on par and beat the Muto Prime, a titan who can mimic the strongest earthquake in the world, which was the 1960 Valvidia earthquake that was a magnitude 9.5, and this power would be around country level. The author also stated that Muto Prime can even achieve a magnitude 12 earthquake, and Godzilla was still able to physically fight on par and beat him. Muto Prime, by the way, was able to rip apart Earth's mantle at a supersonic speed, putting him at around multi-continental. For his signature atomic ray, he automatically scales to it. He can handle attacks from the axe Kong was holding that was able to absorb his atomic ray and make the strikes even stronger. This same axe was also able to easily cut through Mechagodzilla's machinery. He took charged axe attacks to the face, and it was confirmed that Godzilla did not suffer any actual damage from it. It's also stated that his atomic ray is the strongest weapon in nature, easily overpowering other natural disasters such as volcanoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes, which will put his physical strength at around multi-continental, and it would put his durability at least that level as well. There's also when he blasted his way into the hollow earth, blasting a gigantic tunnel through the earth's crust to reach it. This feat has been calculated to around large country level. However, there is a possibility on if Godzilla's atomic ray is quantum in nature. It's been stated that his atomic ray is powered by nucleosynthetic glands in his throat, which would mean that the debris blasted away by his atomic ray would be subatomized, putting this feat at around moon level to even small planet level. For speed, his atomic ray should be around light speed since it is Cherenkov radiation, which is at least light speed. King Ghidorah was able to dodge it at such a close range, and Kong was able to dodge it as well. And Godzilla was still able to fight the both of them and match their speed, meaning that Godzilla's overall combat speed can be debated to be near light speed since he's able to fight characters who can react and fight at that speed, which is relativistic. So for physical strength and overall destructive capability, Godzilla is around multi-continental and could be scaled to planetary plus. This would also make his durability scale to the same level. Also, speaking on the topic of his durability, he did withstand a giant meteor either at point blank range or near it, which would put this feat at multi-continental. His durability does scale to his overall power since he only fights physically, and he's taken hits by his own atomic ray via the charged axe he got struck with. Onto Satoru Gojo, he's always been deemed as the strongest sorcerer, always being relied upon when a dangerous sorcerer or cursed spirit were threatening the lives of those around him, possessing the strongest curse techniques of the Limitless and his Six Eyes. Gojo's Six Eyes gives him enhanced vision and the ability to see cursed energy, follow cursed techniques, make his eyesight comparable to a high-definition infrared camera, which gives Gojo the ability to see even when he has his blindfold on, and can even spot things miles away and tell them apart. They can differentiate between types of cursed energy and can read another sorcerer's cursed technique, also giving Gojo an extremely precise control of cursed energy, even down to the atomic level. Because of the Six Eyes' ability to allow the user to fully understand a very complex curse technique and fully utilize it, is the best thing that's able to help Gojo control the Limitless. Essentially the strongest curse technique in the verse, Limitless allows Gojo to pretty much control the concept of infinity and control over space. Using his cursed energy at an atomic level, he essentially uses the infinity that's already in the universe, and it creates a force field that is pretty much made up of infinity. He essentially uses the infinity that's already in the universe, and it creates a force field that is pretty much made up of infinity. It doesn't exactly block an attack and take the damage like an actual force field, but when an object is trying to strike it, it is slowing down to an infinite degree and never reaches a target. Almost no attack can bypass it, except for Maharaga's adaptation giving Sukuna the ability of the World Slash, the Inverted Spear of Heaven, and the Black Rope. He has 3 other techniques. First one is the cursed technique Lapse Blue. It brings a concept of negative numbers and negative distance into reality, forcing real space to compensate and fill in the area by drawing everything towards it. Essentially, it causes a strong force of attraction similar to a magnet or even a black hole, able to tear apart buildings and cause massive amounts of damage to the environment. He can also use it to strike his opponents, creating the blue to pull his fist towards his target at a much faster speed and stronger force to land a more devastating hit on his opponent. A reverse limitless technique powered by positive energy, which is the opposite of negative curse energy. Instead of a powerful attraction like a magnet, it has a very powerful repulsion effect. It was able to knock back Toji by smashing against his inverted spear, the same spear that was able to stab Gojo's infinity. Gojo, after learning the reverse curse technique from getting stabbed by Toji, was able to combine both the blue and the red, combining the infinities of pull and push of both techniques to create the hollow purple, an imaginary mass shot out like an energy beam. Instead of either the attraction of blue or the repulsion of red, it combines the pull and push of them both, creating a powerful energy blast that destroys anything in its way. A common misconception is that it destroys matter when there's actually no showing of it, though it is incredibly powerful. Pretty much his most powerful ability is the Domain Expansion Unlimited Void, bringing both Gojo and the target inside the Limitless. The target's mind gets flooded with an infinite amount of information, which overwhelms them to the point of being immobile. They become completely incapacitated because the target will be able to see and feel everything while not being able to at the same time. All this information, but yet not being able to do anything with it but succumb to it and perish. There is also some other skills he has, such as the reverse curse technique. Since curse energy is negative energy, it needs to be multiplied against itself to form positive energy. This energy will be able to give the user a healing factor, such as being able to completely regrow entire limbs, restore their brain after being brain damaged from both domain expansions, and even handle Sukuna's malevolent shrine, along with even his teleportation and flight granted by the Limitless. So for strength, because Gojo is the strongest, any powerful ability that another character performs is immediately scaled up to Gojo. He is the strongest, the fastest, the toughest sorcerer, so he immediately is scaled to be higher than almost any other character. Jogo's a very powerful cursed spirit when he's not fighting the literal strongest characters in the verse. He was burning down and melting Shibuya into an inferno, casually putting him to at least multi-large building level, and his maximum meteor has been calculated to around small city level. If you want to count the extended Blu-ray fight scene of 15-fingered Sukuna fighting Maharaga, Gojo's physical strength should also be casually around multi-large building level to even city level, because Maharaga the entire fight was smashing directly through even the largest buildings, and their fight was resulting in entire buildings just being flung around. And Gojo was able to fight on par with Sukuna, Maharaga, and Merge Beast Agito all at the same time. Dagon's domain expansion seems to have created an entire island of cursed energy And because Gojo is the strongest, he would scale above Dagon, which should put him at least island level. There is speculation on the absolute max of his strength. Some people have even said that he's up to country level because Kenjaku said that a special grade has the ability to overthrow nations, but in reality, that just means overpowering the country's military and politics. There was also when Kenjaku said that Yuki's black holes could have destroyed the planets, but we still really don't have confirmation on if it is at that power. For speed, he is definitely around massively hypersonic plus. A lot of people like to downplay the speed of the verse, saying that it's around sound barrier speed when it is just so much higher. Hikari himself was able to react and dodge a lightning bolt from Kashimo. There was also when Toji was able to at least slightly react to Nue's lightning as well, and of course since Gojo scales above them, he is at least massively hypersonic plus in terms of speed. Now that we have the stats of Godzilla and Gojo confirmed, who would win? The answer is Godzilla based purely off his stats and his abilities. If you want to talk about their destructive capabilities, Godzilla is already around small planetary because of the Hollow Earth feat, and he can be upscaled to around large planetary based on statements. Godzilla's combat speed as well literally makes him too fast for Gojo, since Gojo is around massively hypersonic plus while Godzilla is relativistic. Of course, people can mention when an injured Sukuna supposedly dodged Kashimo's electromagnetic blast, which would put him of course at light speed, since electromagnetic waves travel at light speed, even though it doesn't count since Sukuna didn't exactly dodge the blast but moved out of the way of Kashimo's hand. Now let's say Gojo is genuinely planet level based off being stronger than Yuki's supposed planet level black hole, and let's say that he is at light speed. That would actually make the fight a lot closer. Since Godzilla is usually around multi-continental to planet level with relativistic speed, fighting Gojo at planet level with light speed, it would make the fight a lot closer. If it wasn't for Godzilla's atomic ray, Gojo's infinity works at the atomic level, but Cherenkov radiation is a subatomic particle, meaning that it automatically bypasses Gojo's infinity. And there is talk of the no limits fallacy, like stands from JoJo for example. They're able to take hits from physical objects because they are non-corporeal in nature. But that doesn't mean they'll automatically survive an atomic bomb for example. So even if Godzilla's radiation doesn't bypass the limitless, there's no showing of it surviving anything similar to whatever Godzilla is able to dish out. Godzilla's regular attacks may not be able to injure Gojo because of the limitless, and Gojo's blue and red may cause Godzilla some trouble. I believe that Godzilla can be damaged by these two, and I believe that Godzilla is able to be damaged by Gojo's hollow purple as well. But at the end of the day, his durability and healing factor far exceed anything than what the techniques have shown us thus far. Now, what about Gojo's domain expansion, the Unlimited Void? I don't believe that it would exactly harm Godzilla either. I have seen people online say that because it casts a physical barrier, if Gojo opened a domain expansion near Godzilla's head, it would cut his head off, when that's not how it works. Incredibly large objects can fit into a domain expansion, such as Mechamaru's robot fitting inside Mahito's. And we've seen a domain expansion be shrunk down to a basketball with Gojo and Sukuna in it, and it didn't affect them. So it's not like a portal chop or something like that. Godzilla would fit inside. But when it comes to handling the effects of the Unlimited Void, I think Godzilla can still take it. It's been stated that the more a brain resembles that of a human's, the more it gets affected by it, which is why cursed spirits have a bit more resistance than a human when they get hit by an unlimited void because their brains are different. Now, it is up to speculation as to what Godzilla's brain looks like, but I just don't believe it has the necessary structure to be affected by the unlimited void. Even if it did, I just don't think it would cause any actual damage to Godzilla. At most, distract him to get Gojo to get more hits in with attacks like the blue, red, and hollow purple. But how long are the attacks going to cause fatal damage to Godzilla before he recovers? So because of Godzilla's superior stats, resistance to the unlimited void, and his limitless bypassing atomic ray, Godzilla is the winner of this fight. Even if we have Gojo and Godzilla both at planet level and giving Godzilla relativistic speed and making Gojo light speed or FTL, Godzilla would still win. I'ma definitely make a video on Godzilla x Kong when I'm able to. I might make some more Godzilla videos in the future, and I'ma definitely make some more power scaling videos as well. I think I'ma make one on Yuta or Kashimo or some other Godzilla monster. Also, I'm still going to be making more videos on fitting kaijus in the Monsterverse, because those videos have been very successful, so thank you guys for supporting those. Thanks for watching, join my Patreon, Tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know what you want to see next. I got links in my social description. Please be kind to yourself and each other. Thanks for watching.